Welcome back to the Morning Mist, Beyond Schizophrenia. Beyond Schizophrenia, the Morning Mist 99, same thing. In this video, I am going to be dedicating to a certain young lady. I was talking to her mom, and we just back and forth, and online here, and she told me about this. Her daughter, who was struggling against schizophrenia, and 9 years old. When I first heard that, I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." To be up against something like that at that age. And I know, for me, I was 19, 20. It was rough. It almost tore me to pieces. And to think at 9 years old, this is before you. That's got to be hard. But, I thought about it, and I became convinced that, because we're talking about, the young lady was, she wants to be normal. And her mom says, "What is normal?" And I kind of asked the question that I asked, "What is normal?" Right? I asked that to myself, "What is normal?" When I was reading that, but her mom said the same thing. So I thought about it, and I remember myself being in the same situation, looking at other people and wanted to be normal like them as well. So I thought, I kind of talked about it, but I want her to really understand where she's at right now, this young lady, and then how to let that work towards for her, because it's another trap. It's another trap put on by the illness, and so I'm trying to, if I can help steer her in a way and into a more positive direction, because a lot of times we get caught, looking at things and wanting that, but a lot of times we need to look in here and recognize and really be convinced that what we want that's out there is in here, and really we don't know what's out there. So I wrote this thing because I'm not really good with words, and I kind of wrote this to help my train of thoughts and so forth. So sometimes I go off here and I go off there, so let's keep me on topic. So what is normal? I asked that question here. I used to look at everyone I saw as normal and wished I was like them. I so desperately wanted just to have a calm mind, to be able to control the dialogue within. I recall being at the mall, and I would just pause at times and watch as people walked by. And I would think to myself, I bet they have a quiet mind. I'd see somebody looking focused and heading in a direction. I'd say, that person looks so focused. I bet he or she has peace. But the most damaging part of such a display on my part was that I didn't even know what those people could have been going through. I judged simply based on outside appearances, without even considering that someone else could have been watching me and making similar judgments in their mind about me. Obviously, that would have been far from reality, but those people could have been struggling with something worse than I was struggling with. But I wanted to be normal, and in my envy, I didn't give myself the opportunity to even consider this. I wanted to go back in the past to the quiet mind that I had before the horror I was living with at the time. My biggest problem was that I wanted to be normal so much that I forgot I was already normal. And I say this because, to me, schizophrenia, mental illness, whatever it is, it's a struggle. And in life, everybody struggles. And there's people have depression, that have anxiety, people have, other mental illness, whether it's schizophrenia, different forms of schizophrenia. There's so many different things. People have troubles at home. People have there's so much burden going on today. Sometimes people are getting crushed or pressured and bullied on social media. There's all kinds of stuff going up here. And I didn't really realize that, actually. I knew, but having talking to people at work after telling them about what I was going through, what I've been through, and people tell me, yeah, this guy's got his. I think I mentioned this before in my last video, maybe, but the guy had his wife had schizophrenia. Fellow was getting a panic attack at work because he's been diagnosed with, I guess, depression and anxiety or some stuff like that. And other people have other situations in their lives as well. Another fellow I was talking to, he has problems. He's told me, but he didn't want to divulge what that was. So, but these people are all looked at, and they look so, put together, confident. You never know. So it's just, so when I say I was normal, I had a struggle in front of me. That's what I had to focus on, because everybody else got their own struggles, man. Everybody else struggling with something. There's nobody that's not struggling, man. So, we gotta we have to look at that, and it helps where we're at if we can see that, recognize that, and at least we know what our trouble is, what's going on with us at the time, our biggest struggle at the time. When we can recognize that, we know exactly what we got to do. So having the desire to be well was good, because it was the evidence of my sanity, that I knew I was in a bad place. It showed that there was hope, that I wasn't completely lost within the illness. Part of me was still alive and desperate for help. And I say this because that there was hope, that this me desiring to be somewhere, and this young lady here, if you wanting to be normal, looking out there and wanting something, it shows that there's something out there for you. For example, the only reason why you or me or anyone else are hungry, get hungry is because there's something outside there to come in and satisfy the hunger, right? The only reason why you want water, you get thirsty, is because water already exists. You know what I mean? You don't have to go create water or make water. Water already exists. You just got to find it. You see? So you wanting hope, you wanting to be something, to be well, is the I wanted hope, but you want to be well is the evidence that there's wellness there. You just have to find it. You just have to pull it in and take it into yourself. Right? That's it. It's the evidence, So there'll be some people who've been diagnosed, and they will tell you there's no hope of being cured, so just give up hoping for one and you will be better off. But they haven't even taken the path we're on, or they've given up because it was too hard for them. They didn't have the courage necessary to keep walking. They lost hope and fell into an even deeper fog called despair. Now they're lost within it, and that's where they'll be looking at you from. It's no wonder they're so negative. They'll say it will only hurt you in the long run. They're so afraid of being disappointed by failure, so they don't even try anymore. They've pitched their tents and have become comfortable living in that space with schizophrenia. God bless them, because I don't believe they mean any harm. But it is harmful to someone who's still trying to find that solid foundation underneath their feet. Let's tell them thanks for the advice, but we're not settling down here. We know there's a way out of this land, and we're going to find it. We keep moving forward. Do not get comfortable living with schizophrenia. Be comfortable living without it. Hear me? Embrace that vision. The vision that you see of yourself being well. You have that vision. That's where you want to go, and that's what you're looking at. Walk towards that vision. You understand? Walk towards that vision. That's what you want. You're going to speak it. You're going to think it. You're going to say it. Keep moving it. Leave schizophrenia alone. Embrace all that stuff that you want. And so the sun, our hope, is calling to us, and our hearts are calling to it. The land of light is our destination, out from this land of darkness, torment, and fear, and into the world where the light we've held onto in our heart is now right before our eyes. The land that is beyond schizophrenia. We've only reached this far because we chose strength over weakness, courage over fear, hope over despair, and love over hatred. Our journey has just begun because we ain't going to stop. We're going to keep moving. In this world that we've yearned for, in this world of normalcy, we have become not normal, but exceptional, right? Normal people settle. Normal people will tell you, this is all you got. We've been searching for years. You know, we've been there, we've done that, and you know, we kept going in circles and circles and circles, and so we learned to build our house here. I kept going in circles and circles and circles for years. I never gave up. That's the difference. Normal people give up. Normal people throw in the towel. There's no hope, they say. They settle down. They quit. We don't quit. When we want to go beyond what's normal. All right? You know, so that's the difference. You know, you listen to a lot of people on YouTube, and I listen to a few of them talk about schizophrenia, and I don't think I found one channel that actually talk about it the way I do, and view it the way I do. It's always, yeah, you can do good, but you know, you're still living with the illness and so forth. You're managing it. I don't know, you know what I mean? So they all give up. Vast majority of them. Maybe there's some others that I haven't seen yet or heard, but they give up, and I think that's the normal response from people. But we gotta respond with something greater than what's normal. We're gonna respond with something that does not give up, that will not take no for an answer. We are persistent. We are persevering. We will not quit. We don't retreat. We keep moving forward. See, I used to believe I knew who I was. I used to carry myself in a certain way. Oversized pants sagging off my butt, long braided back hair, attitude, weed smoking punk kid. So I was. I thought I was strong. I thought I had courage. But one day schizophrenia jumped out from the bushes as I was walking down the street on a bright sunny day, and it yelled, "Boo!" I wetted myself. I was that afraid. Schizophrenia helped to reveal what was in my heart. Reveal it to me. It showed me who I truly was on the inside, a scared little mouse. I wanted to build my life on that flimsy character. But the wind came. The rain came down and knocked my house over. Storm arise, right? As a storm will come, and it tests you, man. Life tests you. It does. It's life as a way of testing you and challenging you. And when it comes, you gotta be prepared, man. But I wasn't prepared. But my house, it fell down. It crashed. I did. I crashed mentally. I wasn't prepared for this. I couldn't endure a little stress. Every time I tried to get back up, schizophrenia would beat me back down. When I thought I believed and I would say that I was strong, that was always put to the test, and I continued to fail miserably. I constantly ran and cowered in fear, like coward I was. I had little leg strength, no heart, but even a pathetic coward like I was, like I had been, was able to somehow find the strength and the courage to get back up one more time than I'd been knocked down. You, young lady, are not like I was. You are far stronger. I say that because I believe that. I thought about this, and I think about this. You know, life I don't think it gives people more than what they can bear. Sometimes you think you can't do something, but think you can't carry something, but you never know until you have to. And for me, I was 19, 20 when I was going through this, and I think I didn't go through it. Maybe I didn't go through it when I was 9 or something younger like that, because I was too weak. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know how I'd handle it. You know, nearly destroyed me. How old I was, went through my 20s, most of my 20s like that, struggling, lost, hopeless, in this circle constantly. Everybody gave up on me. Everyone figured I'm not going to get better. I never give up on myself. Uh, but I think at 9, I think you are strong. And I think if life puts this on you at that age, it's because you are capable. It's because you have what it takes inside. It's just a matter of finding it. It's just a matter of believing it. It's a matter of recognizing it, that you are able, and it expects you to. People, we often want to be, don't expect anything to be easy. Don't ever expect anything to be easy. Don't ever expect anything you want. You go to school, don't expect, you to make it through easy, to get the grades that you want. It's going to be easy. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the effort. And inside, that's just for your education. That's just for your education. If you want to go succeed in a job, as you get older, you'll recognize this. You want to succeed in a job, you have to put in effort. When other people are just content showing up, you got to show up and do more. You got to go beyond. And if that's just for the stuff outside in this world, what about in here? You got to show up every day. You have to wake up every morning and be ready in here to build that character, to build up yourself on the inside. Schizophrenia is able to give you, able for you to develop the necessary qualities, right, to build on. The necessary quality to make that nice solid foundation. It's able to do that. It's able to teach you what perseverance is, to be persistent, to be hopeful, to have faith, to have courage. It's able to teach you that even though you cannot see the light sometimes, keep moving, keep believing. If you're thinking. For me, I was going through a school, and there's some concepts that was tough for me to understand. I was like reading it, and I'm just like, I don't get this. I was trying to think about it, and I'm there for hours, and finally I decided to put the books down, and I thought, you know what, I don't get it tonight, I'm gonna get it tomorrow. And sure enough, I went to bed and I woke up and was brushing my teeth, and I was thinking about it, and suddenly the thing just started opening up in my mind. And I was like, what? I was so happy because I'm like, I think I'm getting this. That makes sense, actually. Why didn't I see this yesterday? So it's like, you know what I mean? Sometimes we can't just throw in the towel because it's difficult, but schizophrenia it shows you that, you know what, even though sometimes things look hopeless, keep believing, keep persevering, keep going forward. And when you get to those things in further on in life, you're going to remember that, and you're going to remember how you kept moving. You didn't just toss in the towel. You didn't just quit and give up, but you kept moving, and you got through. And if you can get through that, and whatever you're facing later on in life, you're going to get through that as well with the same attitude. And so it has the potential to do that. That's why I'd say it makes you exceptional. It's capable of it. Not normal, exceptional. Because it takes that kind of attitude, that kind of mentality, where everyone else gives up and quit. You don't quit. Everyone else stop knocking. You keep knocking. And you'll get rewarded. That's just the law of the land. So that's my encouragement. And so focus on what's in you. Don't take your mind off other people. Say you never know what they're going through, and you don't want that their kind of normal, whatever it may be, because who knows how they'll handle something like that, or they would if it comes their way, and what difficulty is going to face them in their normal, right? And how are they going to fare? So what you have right now is it's what's normal in the sense of challenges, and it's a challenge for you. And if you can use that to overcome that, you strengthen yourself, build yourself up. That's what it's about. And so, yeah. That's what I want to say, and hopefully it's able to help. not just you, but other people out there that are struggling. That's something that anybody could, I believe, anybody could benefit from. And you know, it's I think there's a lot of that in the world today. Anyways, when we're not young and when we're old, we're looking at everybody and we all try to be other people, and sometimes people don't know who they are anymore because everybody's trying to be everybody. But stay in here, know who you are, and reach for your goals, reach for the things that are important to you, and just focus on that. Focus on where you want to get to and the challenge before that's set before you. Because if you're not looking at the challenge, taking on the challenge that's set before your eyes and looking at other people, you know what? You're getting beaten back. That means a sign that you're losing the challenge. And so you have to really be focused and get rid of that and say, you know what? This is where I want to go. This is who I am. And this is, and embrace that, as a thing the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And I truly believe that if you are what you believe yourself to be in your heart, and so think about that, accept that, embrace that which you are, that which you want to be. Wake up in the morning, give thanks whenever voices and every doubts and fears. You see, it's not about having doubts. You're gonna have doubts. You're gonna have fears. All those things. It's not about just accepting it and you're not gonna have any challenges. You're gonna have challenges. That's inevitable. Last video I said, if you're sad, you want happiness. You gotta pull happiness in. Sadness leaves. Well, sometimes it's not gonna leave that easy because it depends on what's making you sad. So it's gonna be a clash, right? Sadness, this thing wants to take up space in your heart, but you want this to take up space in your heart. How do you get this in here when this wants to stay? It's going to be a clash. Which one wins? Whichever is stronger, whichever you strengthen, that's going to win, right? So feed your hope, feed the things you want, the positive outlook, and give thanks for the things that you want as if you have them. Accept them as if you have them. And live as if you have them. You know what I mean? That's how you strengthen that. The more you strengthen, as you're feeding that. And you know that old saying? Whichever way a tree leans, that's the way it falls. 100%. You're going to lean in that direction and you will fall in that direction. That's it. That's the secret. People don't, it's simple. And because it's so simple, most people will trip over it. Most people will fall. Because we're so built up to be complex and we complicate things more than it's necessary, and that's why most of the time we trip over these things because we expect the solutions to be complex. It's not. Sometimes it ain't about looking up and looking up. It's a matter of looking down, man. It's right underneath your feet, and then everybody will miss it because everybody's looking for these great mountains and great things. Sometimes you're going to stop and say, what's this? And you'll find what you're looking for. It's right there. Because greatness doesn't always come big. Sometimes it's humble. It hides in simplicity, right? And that's where you'll find the cure, in simplicity, right? So that's it for now for this video. And hopefully I said something that you or somebody else will find, enlightening or helpful at the very least. And yeah, that's about it. I just want to wish, hope everybody who is going through schizophrenia, all the best, and hopefully that you take what's before you as a challenge and rise above it, because you have to. Once you overcome this challenge, and then you can move on to greater challenges and build yourself up over that. But sometimes this challenge of schizophrenia will always be there until we can overcome it, and that's why people get trapped in the cycle of recovery and back in the hospital and so forth. You get back, you end up going back because we haven't really settled it. It's not settled. We have to settle it. If we truly want to move forward, settle it. So I wish everyone is able to do that. And, I'm hoping that that's a reality. As it was for me. Thank you, and have a good night.